Hey, what's going
Yo.
on, guys? Andy Robbins, and we're back with another episode, Dull in the Dorm. Today we're here with Jake Satow, and Jaden's here too. Bryce won't be joining us today, but we'll introduce him in a second. Really cool guy, one of my good friends. And yeah, first, Jaden, we're just going to get into a little bit of what we did over the last week. Jaden, what have you done?
So I've been working on a clothing brand. I've been doing a couple mock-up designs for that. Really diving into my personal brand, trying to post consistently multiple times a day. Everything's been going really good, trying to stay motivated with finals. And it's finals week. Everybody knows it's a tough week. But yeah, I've been grinding it out. It's been a good week. What about you, Andy?
Yeah, your personal brand stuff's been great. Some of your videos, like, oh, I have to be in class. I'd rather be working. That's so real. On the school side, not so good. Got the low on the CSC exam. The comeback might happen somehow, but on the Sparkly side, it's been great. We've really come a long way. We've been working with Lucy Hiller, LVH, shout out LVH Creates, and as well as several other artists around Miami, and we've been coming up with all these different designs to make something that like says relationship without screaming relationship, like on apparel, because right now it's kind of like king, queen, like who's gonna wear that shit? Let's be real. But we're just trying to make it not corny to be in a relationship and like kind of wear it out. It's like we're trying to make it almost like a symbol. But on the app side, before I get to that, we've been working a lot with like Pakistan, China, AliExpress on a few things. And it's I was talking to Jake earlier. It's a little bit weird on the timing. They'll call me at 2 a.m. I don't know why I'm up, but I do know why I'm up. But it's I'll take a call, work with them, and they'll be like, "Oh, good morning to you, sir." I'm like, "Oh, yeah, morning." But a lot of times I'll text them. They'll be like, "Brother, it's 2 a.m," and I'm like, "I'm sorry, I don't know your time zones." So it's been like weird to figure that all out. But we're putting that all together in the app. The development's coming together really good. We're almost done making the reminder system I talked about last episode to really just kind of help you put all of like the things that you might forget about, like an anniversary, holiday, stuff like that. Just have that ahead of time so you don't forget. And really from there, it's just been like a lot of random things, like make sure we get the name on Apple. We're in a legal dispute. I can talk about that because it's not like a big deal. It's just like we got to get our rightfully owned name. But that's been about it. So
That's awesome.
Let's dive in to this week's episode. So this is Jake. You want to introduce yourself?
Well, guys, I'm Jake. I'm definitely all kinds of things, not just an entrepreneur. Most people know me as an actor in the film industry. I've been involved in a lot of different TV projects and film projects since I was really little.
List a few. Don't be humble.
The biggest one I'm in is called The Dropout. It's on Hulu. It's a miniseries. It's with Amanda Seyfried. She just won an Emmy for that show last year or 2 years ago, so it's doing pretty well. And then I do have a couple things coming up here in the future.
Dude, that's awesome. And yeah, I mean, I've known you. I didn't even know you were an actor. Like when I first met you, I didn't even know. And like we talked about like entrepreneurship, other stuff, just like hanging out, like having a good time. Like we didn't talk about that at all. Like let them know who you are, like outside of just acting. Because like first of all, you're an like funny ass person. And
I appreciate that.
Second, like you got some crazy things in the works, especially as an American working overseas. So get into that a little bit.
Yeah, so I'm in the process of building an LLC for a third-party merchandise distribution company. So what that means, like basically, if you've ever been to a museum or like a hotel, they probably have like a gift shop or like a place where you can buy things with their brand on it, like mugs or bags or, just like hoodies and stuff like that. Yeah. Ever since I filmed a movie in Scotland called Saving Christmas Spirit, I tend to go on a lot of trips to Scotland, and I stayed in a little inn over there, and they were like, I need a gift shop. Like none of them have any access to like real business over there because they're in the middle of like nowhere.
It's not America. You don't got a bunch of stores selling anything. And
Exactly. So like they're like we're always booked. So we need some freaking merchandise in here. And I told them how like I'm really interested in business, and called them up on WhatsApp, and now I'm linked with a graphic designer trying to make them some merch and sell it over, and then I can sell on demand, and I'm drop shipping it. So it's a nice little side hustle that I'm working on right now, and hopefully I can scale it up something bigger.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I mean, just working internationally has got to be a great experience. Like some of your experiences, like just getting to travel the world. I mean, you're working your ass off when you're over there.
That's so facts.
But I mean, still getting that experience, like meeting those people, getting to travel, immersing in different cultures, I feel like is such a big thing for entrepreneurs today. Like you got to be just taking in different experiences, different walks of life, and it just gives you such a creative mind. It allows you to problem solve in a way that most couldn't even think of. And that's why I think like with what you're doing, it's so unique, as well as like you're set up so well for the future. So when you have that, main idea in life, like you can do really anything and approach it in such a holistic way.
That's so real. I mean, like, I don't know, acting is such a hard thing to do. I mean, it takes so much time to prepare. Like, it's not just a full-time job while you're there, and it definitely is while you're there for sure, probably more so than before, but even before, like, being able to dial into your character, like, even in a month before a project, like, the dedication has to be there. You got to be so well prepared, and like not even just like memorizing. You just got to put yourself in the zone. You know what I'm saying? Like it's tough.
Yeah.
It's
Can you
definitely
kind of
tough.
go in like a day in a life of like what you do?
I was about to say, yeah. Like,
Right,
what's the
right.
process?
So day in the life. I mean, recently there's actually been a strike in the Actors Union. So I don't know if you guys do you know anything about that,
Yeah,
Jaden?
I know.
All right. So for people who don't know about it, actors run a union just like most people with jobs. It's called the SAG-AFTRA unit. It stands for Screen Actors Guild. There's also like a PGA, which is the Producers Guild of America or something like that. There's like a Writers Guild. There's all these roles that people have in a movie. And SAG, the Actors Guild, just got off a strike last year, but other different various branches of the other unions have been striking on and off. So things have been a little bit slower because people want to get paid more, obviously, which makes sense. But so things have definitely been slowing down. But I do film probably around like at least one audition a week. Some of them are a lot harder than others. I'm always auditioning. Recently, it's been really tough because like being able to adapt to a lot of failure has been hard. Because I mean, growing up, like ages like 12 to 15, even 16, like I was booking so much. I was on a roll, and I was like, I don't even have to like
It was easy.
go to school or do anything. Like it was so easy. I was like, I really was like, if I didn't get an audition, it was fine.
Like, why do you think that is? Like, why is that window so big for actors?
It's really different for everybody. For me, I think it was big just because I had a good like Disney face, like a Nickelodeon type face. I just had a good brand for the people. Like they just wanted like the blonde haired, blue eyed kid for like neighbor next door or whatever, like brother next door, like young love interest for these Hallmark movies, something like that. But then the strike happens, then things kind of slow down a little bit. And then, but right now I've been dealing with a lot of rejection and failure, and it's like being able to get over that hump and be able to just fight and adapt. Because I mean, I've been talking about it with my parents a lot, and it's like you really want to like be done with it sometimes and just be like, this is like you just tell yourself it's never gonna work, and like it can be really hard. But now that I have I'm not allowed to say anything about it, but I do have 2 upcoming projects. One just got postponed, unfortunately, but I'm really happy that I was able to book those projects, and because honestly I was pretty close to being done with it.
Yeah, it's a testament to your hard work. I mean, that you're basically cold calling every day to try to get like work lined up, which it's got to be hard. I mean, how do you like what's your mindset going into each call, or how many do you got to do to know like I'm gonna get this one? Are you like I'm gonna do 1,000 calls until I get one? Is that something, or like what's kind of like your thought process behind just getting a role?
Well, so I have a team that has been working for me for a long time now. I have an agent and a manager and a publicist that all work with me. And so my agent, my manager, people that give me jobs, they send me auditions, and really the whole mindset is they send me everything they can, like every opportunity that they can give me, they send it to me because like we all love each other so much. I mean, I've been with them for so long. We've been through thick and thin. Like it's been really tough, but so they send me everything that they can do, and then I prep for it for however long that I have, and then I send it in, and I pray to God that I book the role. That's literally all you can do. I mean, they don't send you any feedback. I mean, when you send an audition, because after COVID, they're all like on videos now, so you don't have to go into the office anymore. You send it in, and I mean, they don't give you any feedback often.
Can you kind of go through the process of like once you send it in, like what happens after that? Like,
Well, if everything goes perfect, usually what happens is I send in an audition and the chances of me booking, I get nothing. You get nothing. But the first step into booking a role is get a call back. So they'll call you back and they'll have you audition again. They'll have you read something else usually, or they'll read you with they'll put you with an actor they've already signed to see how you work with that person in a scene, like to see if you and the other actor have chemistry.
And that's on Zoom?
Yeah, it can be on Zoom. Sometimes it's in person, depending on where the project is being filmed. And then after that, if that goes well and you go through that round, they usually narrow it down to like 3 people, and then you go to like a producer session. Sometimes they'll just book you right from the callback if they think you're really good, but usually it goes to a producer session and you read with like everyone. You meet the whole like crew and everything if they want to, and that's when like they decide if you get the role or not. And then
that's crazy. How long does that process take?
It varies, but usually like months if it's a big project.
Wow.
If it's an independent film, they probably wouldn't do a producer session. They would probably take like 2 weeks.
That's still like a lot of time. Like just
so much time, dude.
And I mean, how long are you there? I mean, from what how long does it take to film a movie?
So the 2 movies that I filmed, I filmed my first movie, Adeline, which is on Apple TV Plus if you want to watch that. But a little shout out. But I was 14, freshman in high school, and that took 3 weeks, and then we had to go back to set for a week to go finish it. Like a couple months later, I had to like cut my hair and like get back in the zone for that. That was because they had like added a few scenes with the distribution. That was kind of cool. And then Christmas Spirit, that was a little bit quicker because we were overseas and we were getting paid a little bit more. They wanted to move it a little bit quicker because you get paid by the day. So they can work you as long as they want you to for a day, which is
24 hours.
That's nuts.
I think there's labor laws for adults. I think it's like 18 hours, which is like it's insane. Like an 18-hour day would be so crazy, but I haven't worked that long on a day, not even close.
Well, I mean, yeah, you were a kid though, right? So
yeah, they have this thing in LA called the what's called the CHESPE. I forget what that stands for. It's like the California something, but basically, when you turn, I think 15 and a half or 16, you can take it and be legally 18 and work as an adult in California. So I actually always had that. So I could have worked I've been working as an adult since I was 16.
Oh, that's crazy. That's just like a workaround just for actors. Like that's nuts.
Well, it's because like they don't want to hire kids to play adults. You know what I mean? Like every show you ever is like Outer Banks, all those high school people or whatever they are.
They're like 30.
They're like 25, like they're not actually kids. Yeah. So they don't actually hire kids to play like kid roles usually that are that age. Like you usually play down, but it's more of an incentive. Like they do that because kids can't work very long because of child labor laws in the United States.
Oh, that's interesting. I was always like, why can't they just get some actual high scores? Why are you getting John B, who's like 30 years old, Bobby Banks?
No, yeah, because they can't work these
John
kids.
B.
Like he's like a grown man, like playing a 17-year-old. I'm like, no.
How
way.
old is that? He's probably like 20, like 6.
He's old, bro.
He's gotta be old, bro. They make him look
he might
good.
be unk
They're all old. Like I don't know how. I mean, that's gonna be you soon on the next big Netflix show. Maybe we'll see.
I freaking hope so, man.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's like the process alone is crazy just to get like one booking.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. It can be.
Do you think AI could do anything in the acting industry?
For sure, it's definitely a topic. It's a big topic with all the strikes going on in SAG and all the things. Writers are especially worried about it. How they don't need a job anymore because they could just write any script for you.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't need people anymore.
Like Hallmark scripts.
Yeah, but there was recently some sort of bill passed that was anti-AI in the acting world, so that any other like union-based project could not use AI in certain like categories for writing and such. So I think that it's actually not legal, but
that's actually crazy. I feel like why wouldn't you want to utilize AI in the acting industry?
So that people can work. That's really all it is. Because then all writers are going to lose their jobs. Or like,
not necessarily.
They can utilize AI to make their job so much easier.
I think they use it, but they can't. You can't have a project that is just not by a person. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah, AI should be for like helping with ideas, but really when it comes to like creation, like AI could not create Harry Potter. AI couldn't create like some of these shows like Breaking Bad. Like that's the thing. Like I don't think that a writer's job
Greatest
is
show of all
stolen.
time.
Exactly.
It's like they should use it to maybe help them a bit.
I'm sure they do.
It's all patterns. I was wondering more so like how is it? Will it be used in like animation development, like on the more like production side, less than like, or maybe will they use it for like animated movies? Like, do you know anything about that?
To my understanding, obviously nothing is like capable of doing anything that revolutionary right now.
Yeah, no.
But I mean, you see some videos of like chat made animations or like they're pretty
I'd
pretty
watch
legit.
it, right?
Like all the deep fakes and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that's so real. Like it's crazy, but they're still like a little bit fishy. Like you can kind of tell, but if it goes somewhere, there has definitely been talk in SAG about that kind of thing, taking actors' jobs as well.
Yeah, it's interesting to see where that would go. But I mean, I feel like there's always going to be a niche. Like there, it's always the market's just going to get bigger. There's just going to be a more output of movies. I think it's just going to be AI movies. No,
For
like
sure.
I don't know if you guys saw like the like redneck Shrek. Like in real life, like that video, like it was Sora and Midjourney like combined because you give it like you can give it images to work on, and it was really interesting because it was like you see like these hillbilly kind of people, like they have like a cup of like moonshine, like just holding it and like moving around, and it just keeps showing. They made like a whole storyline of it, and it was super interesting. Like and they got millions of views, and I checked the comments immediately because I'm like there's too many likes on this not to look at the comments. I'm like, all the comments were people saying stuff like, I would actually watch this movie. Like, this is the Shrek I wanted. Like, oh, can you do a Shrek for this? And they made a Shrek for that. And I was like, that's really interesting. So I'm excited to see where it goes. I think for like maybe shorter form content, like small movies. I think that could be a big thing that maybe they haven't fully considered, because you don't need a 2-hour movie, but you can make a really good story with 10 minutes.
Right. What's the name of that one movie about like the with like the dumplings and like the sad movie? You know what it's called? It's like that Disney short film they made.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That really sad movie. Where,
It
like the dumpling like comes to life or whatever it's called.
sounds like Pinocchio.
I don't remember. It's silly, but it's that short film they put before Disney.
And Disney did huge, like they went big on short films, especially a long time ago. And we could always go back to that. Maybe not in theaters, but like on like little AI animated shows on, or like on TV stuff for kids.
Yeah,
it could be a big market.
You guys need a Jamie guy like they have on Joe Rogan. Be like, yo, Jamie, like, what's this movie?
Yo, Jamie, put it up on the screen.
Yo, Jamie, give me some ice cream.
Yo, shut up, Jamie.
You're breathing loud over there, Jamie.
Yeah. Oh.
I kind of want to transition over to the Dropout on Hulu, and I kind of want to talk a little bit more about that and see your role, like hear more about your role, and kind of like what it is. Like I have no idea what it is.
So the drop, I don't know if you guys know who Elizabeth Holmes is, but Elizabeth Holmes was a little before our time, a little before our generations. I hadn't heard of her until I filmed the show. She founded this company called Theranos, which is like this pharmaceutical company where they could prick your finger, draw blood, and they could tell you everything that's wrong with you. Oh. Obviously, it's not real. That technology doesn't exist. But she claimed to have made this technology, like back in like the early 2000s, I think it was, or like maybe late 90s, something like that. And it was a whole scam. And she was the world's youngest self-made female billionaire at one point, and now she's, I think, in jail. I think she just got tried. I think that just finished out. So I mean, that's that. But this show is about her experience building that company. It's called The Dropout because she dropped out of Stanford. And Amanda Seyfried plays Elizabeth Holmes in this show, and I play Christian Holmes. I'm in the first episode of that show. You can find me in the first couple of scenes, actually. Yep. So you're gonna see me right away, but
we'll pull up a clip.
Yeah. But working with her was definitely a privilege. Playing her little brother was awesome. I got to go to the Emmys with her afterwards. She's very talented. Actress.
Talk about that experience at the Emmys.
Hey, give us some background. Exclusive information on what really goes on there.
So I didn't actually go to the Emmys. I went to the after party for the Emmys.
Even better. You don't have to go to the boring part.
It was unlike anything I would have ever expected. They have it's like some movie shit. Like it is unreal. There's like butlers walking around with some like like they have like small plates and it's like
little drink things.
The people walk around with the champagne on the tray and they like give it to you. It's like it's so not real, dude. There are so many cool people. I met Andrew Garfield there. We got a picture. It's pinned on my Instagram. Dude, oh my gosh. It was so crazy. But for the Dropout, it was just me and Amanda, the only people representing the show, even though it literally like won the Emmy. She won the Emmy, so I mean, good for her.
You're one of 2 people that got to go. That's sick.
I think they all got invited, but I don't know.
Yeah, I got better things to do than go to the Emmys.
Yeah, well,
I have my own wine to drink.
But yeah, being able to be with her is a lot of fun. I have a picture with her holding her Emmy. It's legit. It's so.
Hey, next will be you.
I hope one day. But I also got to work with a guy named William H. Macy. Have you guys ever watched Shameless?
Yeah.
He plays Frank Gallagher.
No way.
Yeah. So Bill Macy was a cool freaking guy to work with. He is a cool guy. I have a funny story about this. So there's a scene that I'm in with him. They give us these like little pastries with cheese in the middle of it. There's like fruit and cheese, and we're eating this in the scene for real. I'm not, but he is. There's a part where I pick it up and I'm like, what is this? And like, is this cheese? And they're like, it's chèvre. And I just put it down. That's my line. I say, is this cheese? and then the whole time Bill Macy is eating this. He's eating this thing, and I learned after the fact that he's been a vegan for 16 years. Before eating this, he had not eaten dairy in 16 years, and he was like, "I'm gonna shit my pants later." So he was like, "Oh, these have cheese in them. I haven't eaten cheese in 16 years." So that was pretty funny.
Oh my gosh!
But that was definitely laughable. He was telling us in in the crafty room, which is where they have all the snacks. He was like, telling me about how he has this really like 1940s military Jeep that he has. He was like, it's so tits, bro. Like, I love this. It's really so he called it tits. I was like, all right, dude, but
that's the language.
he is quite the guy. He was so much fun to work with. He was awesome. Yeah.
If you don't mind saying, who's the worst person you've worked with?
The worst person? I haven't worked with someone that's bad. I mean, I've had a really good experience so far with all my projects. I've never really had any major complaints.
Must be because you're such a nice guy. I don't know. You can't hate Jake. That's what they've been saying.
But I've definitely got to meet some cool people for sure. I didn't meet him acting, but I did meet Jack Black in Hollywood once. I saw him walking around.
Is he how his online persona is?
Just like he's just the chillest guy you'll ever meet in your life. He's like, Jake, bro, it's nice to meet you. Gave me a fist bump, and I told my mom, I was like, I'm never washing this hand ever again.
Mom, can we cut it off?
Yeah, so there are it's definitely a very chill industry. I feel like it has like kind of a bad rap for being like it's kind of a weird industry, I guess, with like some weird people in it. But
I mean, you gotta stand out somehow. So
I feel like people kind of have an obligation to be nice to people they work with because like bad press will kill you. Like,
yeah.
So I mean, I think people definitely have an incentive to not be crappy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. Who might it be? I think he's Chevy. I think it was Chevy Chase. He had a like irrefutably bad reputation.
Really?
Or could be completely wrong. It was someone, and my dad said he met him and just got completely like yelled at, go away, like I'm better than you type thing. He was like, dang, you're my favorite actor. Like, what happened? Hopefully it's not Chevy Chase, but I think that might have been who it was. And yeah, I think maybe that age of actors is gone. Big egos. I love to see that everyone's friends now.
Yeah. I mean, Jake Paul isn't acting anymore, so.
Jake, have you ever dabbled in voice acting?
I have, actually. Now that you mention it, actually, that's a little coinkydink, but I've done a lot of voice acting auditions. I'm trying to remember here. I've done my biggest voice acting gig is for a video game, a kid's video game. I forget what it's called though. You guys ever heard of ABC Mouse? It's not ABC Mouse. It's not the same thing, but it's called like Super Games or something. I forget what it's called. I'll have to look it up. But I think I was 13 or 14 when I did this, and I was like the voice of like saying like "good job" when kids like I would say like "hooray, nice job, you did it," like you know what I'm saying. So
I'd pay for that.
So I'm the voice of like some kids game. I think that's my biggest gig right there, a video game.
That's
like,
awesome.
Some like learning service. So, but I do voice auditions pretty frequently actually. That's never like been my special. That's a whole new like realm of things. Like some people just voice act, but then there's people like Johnny Knoxville or like the Wilson brother. What's his name? I'm forgetting. He's in Night at the Museum. Owen Wilson.
No, yeah.
Owen Wilson, Johnny Knoxville have the two classic voiceover voices. But
How does that work? Like, what do you do if you're a voice actor? Do you just go to the studio and just like,
yeah.
This is my one voice, this is my other voice? Like, is that what you do? Like,
Well, I mean, like when you're playing a character, you usually use like your one voice.
yeah.
You usually have different people
I was
playing.
just like,
They usually like it. Sometimes you'll change it for a character. Every movie that I've done has involved some sort of VO work, like because sometimes like there's like a gust of wind in your microphone, you say a line, so you got to go in. It's called ADR. I actually don't know what it stands for, but you go in and then they like read this line again, then you read it in, you try and sync it with your lips. They have your big show on the screen, and then that's your new line over the over the video. But yeah, what you do is you just go into a studio and it's in place just like this, and you say your line 100 times.
That's crazy.
oh wow.
Yeah.
So like a movie like Smile or what? Just any animated movie. It's say an hour and a half. How long do you think it takes them to voice like a main character to like do a voice for the entire thing?
Probably takes for one character a week. I mean, to my understanding, so there's someone from my original hometown. His name's Micah Abbey. Shout out to that guy. He has done a lot of work at Nickelodeon. He was in the most recent Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie in theaters. He was the purple turtle. I think it's Michelangelo. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but but that's besides the point.
I have no idea.
He didn't even do it with other people, to my understanding. Like he just went and said all of his lines himself. Like they didn't like run it together. He just went and he like read all of his lines in like 2 weeks.
No way.
And like he like didn't meet everyone until the premiere. Or like he it was a really really cool experience. He was telling me about it. But that's to my understanding. I think every project's different. But I think it doesn't take that long, which is kind of nice. The long part is the animating, which takes forever.
Yeah, that's got to be a lucrative job, but it's got to be also like the biggest headache.
Yeah, I don't know how some people do that. They pay those guys a bunch of money.
Like that's crazy.
Yeah,
That's where the budget goes into that and marketing, really.
for sure.
So, I think maybe something we wanted to get into a bit today was like some of the craziest marketing things we've seen this week. Jaden, I think you should start. You sent me something which was absolutely absurd, and I don't even know if it's legal.
Yeah, I was scrolling on Instagram Reels like anybody does, right? And I come across this video of this like plastic like sheet, and it was like etched out the company's logo. It was like some car detailing company or something like that. And they put it down on on a dirty cement pad, and they power washed over it. And they took the sheet off, and there was their logo like in the concrete.
Not just their logo, but their logo and contact information.
Yeah, like everything.
Like, you want to be clean like this? How about like you get our power washing? I'm like, what?
Yeah, like I just seeing that, I was like, oh my gosh, like this is a crazy marketing tactic, and I don't even know if it's legal, to be honest. I don't know why it would be illegal.
I did some research, and everyone would like. So the thing is, like, after that video, everyone would be doing this. For one, for two, like this was on a busy street, like it looked like Chicago, New York, and I was like, there's no way you're bringing a power washer into the middle of a street, getting access to water from one of these buildings. Like, first of all, that's a little unrealistic, but say you do this, the reason why you can't is because people, like, it's stuff is owned by the city, and it would be looked at as an act of vandalism, even though that you're cleaning it, which is completely absurd in my opinion. Because I would personally put all my stuff everywhere if I could just, because it's cleaning. You're cleaning the streets, right?
Especially for like my pressure washing company, I feel like that would be a great idea for me. The only thing is access to water on like public sidewalks and stuff like that. I don't know.
That's a big thing, but it's illegal because everyone would be doing this. Like everyone would put their brand on the ground, so you'd constantly be walking over people's brands.
All right, well, I think we're going to wrap up the podcast, guys. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching till the end. Definitely subscribe, like, follow Jake on all his socials, follow everybody on all the socials. Plug them right now.
Yeah.
Plug them.
Yeah,
you can follow me at JakeSatow_official on Instagram and TikTok. That's all my socials right there. I appreciate you guys having me on the podcast.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it was a great time.
I love you boys, yeah.
Hopefully when you visit town again, we can have you on another time in the future. But yeah, dude, it's crazy we got you on here today.
Dude, I'm blessed.
Busy
I'm
schedule,
happy.
So hey, it's been awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
It's been great.
Thanks everyone for watching. See ya.
See you guys.